with hospitalonlinemarketing.com, and I'm here today talking with Patrick Singson, also with Hospital Online Marketing. Hey Patrick, how are you?
Hey Chris, I'm doing well, and yourself?
Good, doing really good. Hey, so Patrick, today I want to talk to you a little bit about the role of microsites in hospital online marketing. At first, let's start with defining what microsites really are. Can you do that for us?
Oh, sure. A microsite is kind of a subset of a website. So say you have a hospital website, you would create a microsite, which would be on a separate domain, and it's good for, say, targeted campaigns, email campaigns, advertising, and is often a more effective landing page for, say, SEM campaigns.
Okay. Okay, so like what you mean is that you'd have the regular website, countygeneralhospital.com, and then you'd have a microsite that's a completely different domain.
Right.
Like countygeneralrehabunit.com.
Yeah. County General Rehab Unit is fine, or Burn Unit, or something like that.
Okay. Now, why would someone want to go through the effort of actually building a microsite?
Well, some of the advantages, like I said before, it's good for a targeted campaign. It's good for a time-based campaign. If you want to focus the message, say for a particular marketing message, that is separate than, say, the type of marketing you would do for your entire website. So maybe you want to highlight a certain segment of your hospital, but you don't want it to get it lost in the largeness of the rest of your main site.
That sounds like a lot of work. So why would someone want to do that? What are some of the benefits of doing that?
Well, it's one of those things that I don't advise all the time because it does take some effort. You have to create the new design. Oftentimes it's very different than your main hospital website. So you utilize a separate usability, different design. You have to create content for it. Without, say, most hospital websites, I would imagine, would have a content management system that already has the usability and the user interface built in. But if you have a very specific campaign targeted towards something, let's say you have some event called like Rehab 2010, and you want to call attention to that particular event, then a microsite may be the best thing.
Right. Isn't there also a benefit with these microsites to be put in, put keywords into the URL, like rehab unit for that, for example? Wouldn't that be like a really good way to get some strength around SEO?
Yeah, keywords in a domain do help, and since hospital websites often, they use the hospital name for the website, that makes sense, right? And so if you're doing a campaign that's highly focused towards physicians, say you have something called like physician rehab, it's good for SEO, it's good for SEM, particularly good for SEM, actually. And so that's another reason for using it.
Yeah, that's a good point. But then again, if you build this new website, you kind of lose out on all that SEO goodness that your regular hospital website already has.
Right, you lose the benefit of the page rank, the traffic that goes to the rest of the site, easy navigation to other areas of the website, other areas of your hospital that are represented online. So
yeah, but I mean, from a pure marketing perspective, I could see the benefit of doing a microsite if, let's say, for example, you wanted to brand a particular campaign with a certain look and feel, you wanted to use a particular landing page to measure outreach and activity in a certain way, in a very targeted way. That makes sense to do a microsite, but then again, I mean, it's only for a limited amount of time. I think that you can't run a microsite forever. That eventually you want to connect those services back to that hospital, and so there is an opportunity or some benefits of like actually, rolling that information back to your hospital site too, right?
Right, and that's a method that I advise on, is if you create a microsite, if it's time-based, which they usually are, then after the end date of it, you would redirect it, do what we call a 301 redirect back to the main site, so you retain the SEO value. So a microsite might make sense for something that occurs on a yearly basis, or is a particular event that's happening in a particular time.
Right.
I mean, what do you advise your clients in regards to using microsites?
I think it's kind of a give and take. It depends on what they're trying to accomplish, right? I mean, if you do, there is a benefit to doing a microsite with linked to a particular campaign for all that stuff we talked about already, branding, etc. But I think that there's a tendency of, ad agencies, maybe wanting to lead with a microsite more than wanting to build that content on the regular hospital site, just because it's easier for them to kind of control that whole experience. And I think that in some cases it doesn't make sense. In some cases it really makes a lot of sense just to build out the content on the main hospital page, because you get that ability to cross-link to other services, like the rehab site will link through to orthopedics or link through to burn unit or what have you. And so there's a lot of benefit for doing either way. I think what a hospital really needs to do is kind of sit back and take a moment to really reflect what's the main goal of what they're trying to achieve, and then they can make a determination as to the best approach with their microsite.
Well, you have to weigh the costs and the benefits of it, right?
Right.
I mean, there are some cons to doing either for, say, a vertical, like, say, a subfolder, which we can call like a verticalization of the site. So, like, say, hospitalname.com / and then your
rehab
message.
unit or whatever, yeah.
Right. Right. It's not good for the unique branding of the services. You can get lost in the overall messaging. But you have a point. Say for an outside agency, they come from the point of view of controlling the message, and a microsite is perfect for that. And it allows them not to deal with the bureaucracy of whoever's managing the main hospital website, and create campaigns specific for the hospital event.
Right. So I guess the end result here is it's kind of a give or take. It really depends. The answer is, should I use a microsite? Well, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Microsite's good for timely, targeted communications that really tied to an SEM campaign or a marketing campaign. And these verticalized sites might be good and effective for just standard promotion of service lines.
Yeah, or a microsite may address an audience that's not served by your main hospital website. Let's say it's done for contributors to your foundation. It might make sense to create a microsite just for them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Because the foundation as a business is kind of once removed from the hospital anyway. So.
Right.
Yeah. Well, good tips, Patrick. I really appreciate this. I always learn so much when I talk to you.
Hey, same here, and learn a lot from you as well.
Okay, well, thanks again. Once again, this is Chris Boyer from Hospital Online Marketing, and I've been talking with Patrick Sington.